Now obviously in this video it's more of a podcast rather than an actual video. For the most part you're just going to be looking at different pictures, but what you want to be doing is listening to my voice and listening to what I'm saying, because that's how it's going to roll on this one. So without further ado, let's crack on. Hello and welcome to this video, guys and girls, obviously. Doing this one a little bit different this time. I've taken numerous images and shot small parts of footage, and I'm actually doing a voiceover, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm going to be doing it in different segments so you can kind of get the gist. You would have noticed the second image into the video which told you what tools you needed and what supplies you needed. Then the second picture was just, the second and third picture was just a couple of pictures showing you the pipe that I went for. It comes in different colours, usually black, grey and white. I chose black, because why the hell not? Right, so you've got your pipe, now you need the fittings. So, generally you are going to need 4 90-degree elbows, 2 T-pieces, numerous 32mm brackets, and some couplings. Now if you revert back to one of the first images, you only need the 2 T's if you're running 2 separate air pumps like me, and you only need the couplings if your fish room is longer than 3 meters. So now that's out the way with, let's see some more stuff, shall we? Right, so now you're going to need some tools. I highly suggest grabbing yourself a cordless drill, because it's going to save yourself a lot of ball ache. But if you haven't got one, a corded drill will do. You're just going to have to faff about with an extension lead. Along with your drill, you are going to need a 6mm drill bit. This is going to be for drilling the holes for the waste pipe, to put your threaded air valves in. And obviously you need a hacksaw to cut your pipe and whatnot. That's pretty standard stuff, common sense and all that stuff. So once you've gathered all that, you've got all your screws and your bits and bobs all in one place, it's time to move on up and start the build. Right, so you've got all your supplies, you've got your tools, you've got your braining gear, you've got a brew on the go. Let's crack on. So this is how I do it, and how I found it easiest to do it, although you guys might want to put your own little spin on it. But anyway, you want to start off by taking measurements of the longest parts of your fish room. So for me it was 16 feet, which meant I had to use 2 lengths of pipe, which meant I had to use a coupling in the middle. So I cut that, and you need to remember that the elbows on the end of the pipe are going to sit into the pipe by about ½ an inch. So let's say for instance your fish room measures 100 inches long. You're going to want to cut it an inch shorter to allow for the extra fittings on the end, basically. So once you've done that, you've got your pipe cut, you've got your couplings in place, and you've got your elbows in place on both sides. You want to go to the bottom of the fish room where your air pumps are not going to be, and you want to connect that up. You might find it easier to use a bit of Vaseline around the rubber seal on the push fit, just to make so that it's easier to push the pipe in, because if your pipe is anything like me, it is. Just a quick note, you might have noticed that the videos are looping a fair bit. I've done this on purpose so that you guys don't miss anything. A bitch to fit. Plenty of sweating and swearing. I even launched my drill out the door at one point. I proper seen me bum. Now bearing in mind I'm not too well either, so I really shouldn't have took on this challenge at this moment in time, but hey ho, it's done now. Now, the real tricky bit is when you get to your pump. So a number of factors come into play now. Chances are the outlet of your pump is not going to be anywhere near 32mm in diameter. If it's anything like mine, the Blagdon KA series of pumps, their outlet is it's about 20mm. So you have to do a bit of jiggling about and a bit of bodging, but it works, and I've got pictures to show that, so stay tuned and I'll show that. Once you've got your air pump connected, it's pretty much good to go. But go steady, don't turn your pumps on yet, because we still need to drill them holes. Now, I found it quite difficult to explain how I managed to get the waste pipe to marry up to my outlets on the pumps. So I've included a few shots, close-ups, maybe get a better picture. But what I basically did was I wrapped plumber's tape around the outlet of the pump to make it a bit thicker. I then took a piece of 21.5mm overflow waste pipe, hammered that over the outlet of the pump. I then took some pond hose, heated it up, hammered that over the 21.5mm pipe. I then took another piece of pond hose, heated that up, and hammered that over the previous piece of pond hose I've put on. I then took a piece of 32mm waste pipe, hammered that straight over the top of the pond hose, and then used a Jubilee clip to keep that tight. And then obviously that piece of 32mm waste pipe went straight into the T, and then I taped up all the ends to make sure it was all airtight, and bing bosh, job's a good un. That's how I did it. I hope it made sense. If not, go back and watch it again, y'all. Right, so now you've got all that done, you're ready for the valves. Now what you want to do is, you want to drill a straight 6mm hole above each one of your tanks. And when I say straight hole, I literally mean straight hole. The last thing you want is to drill a 6mm hole and find out that you've gone cockeyed and the hole's slightly too big, meaning air's going to leak out, which means loss of pressure, and you might as well just cut out that piece and start all over again. So you want to drill straight 6mm holes, and then your threaded airline valve should sit nice and nice and tight in them holes. Excuse the way I worded that, it's quite filthy, but oh well. Yeah, so it should fit nice and tight. I've put links in the description to where you can buy all the valves and pipes and everything, so you can literally just go shopping and get it all. Once you've drilled all the holes, so for me I had to drill 48 of them. It was quite tedious. Once you've done that, you can connect your airline, you can connect your tanks, you can fire up them pumps, and you can watch your tanks make lots of bubbles. And that's pretty much it, guys. There's nothing much else to say on the matter. So I will close this video with this piece of footage. Peace out. Before I do close this video and leave you with this end footage, I just wanted to say that a cheaper way of gaining the threaded air valves is to actually buy pond air pump manifolds. Take some pliers and unscrew all of the taps off it. Works out a lot cheaper. So with that being said, I'll catch you later. All hooked up. I'm working great. A lot better than it was previously with the 21.5mm overflow waste pipe. Now the main reason for me doing this was because I was getting too much back pressure on the pumps, and both pumps combined kick out 100 litres of air a minute, and I just weren't getting anywhere near that. So I've gone up to 32mm pipe, and I've noticed an instant large increase on the amount of air that's being pushed through these pipes. So on the whole, it's definitely worth doing. and I'll be able to cram in some more tanks and not have to worry about having not enough air. So I hope you all enjoyed this little somewhat tutorial. As always, stay sexy and thanks for watching. See you later.